Hello, everybody. Got something a little bit special. This is Doa here with Ice Cave Radio, of course. And you know me, I love the Boba 2. I opened the showcase, so I feel compelled to continue to try to make the leader work here and there. So here's my latest iteration. This is a best of 3 from my last local that I played in. And it ended up being a really fun match, so I thought I would go ahead and commentate over it here and just kind of review my own play a little bit, see where all my mistakes kind of emerge, and then just sort of have some fun with it, because it's an interesting matchup, right? My newest list is Boba2 Tarkintown, so I've got that linked below if you want to check it out. I think it's good. I don't think it's great, but I think it is really fun. And he's playing Mandalorian Blue, and the player that I'm playing against is known for bringing kind of off-meta decks, but being extremely good with them and having extremely good builds. So whenever I run into this guy, I know I'm in for something wacky, and I know he's going to play it well, whatever it ends up being. And he's been working on Mandalorian for a while, so I knew this was going to be a good one from the start, but it ended up being, in my opinion, a really fun series. So hope you like it too. We'll talk through kind of my deck and, what's going on in the game, and hopefully identify a couple of mistakes in my play here, because I am kind of training for Showcase, for a Star Showdown season, rather, that is. So we'll see how it goes. As you can see, a new addition to the deck in Twilight of the Republic. It's going to be the Ryloth Militia, going in for 3 damage here. It's really nice to just have that raid one. And then, of course, if you're able to get a +1 on it from the Boba2 leader ability, that can swing for 4, which is pretty effective in the early game. Now, one thing off the bat that I'm thinking about in this matchup is that with the Mandalorian, there's so many opportunities, especially in Mando Blue, that your attacks just aren't going to go through if you wait one action too long for it. So I know it's a little bit awkward, and I am kind of using this Boba ability and not really getting the benefit out of it. And I'm kind of wondering, okay, what's more likely to be ambushed here? You know, is it the militia? Is it the red 3? And so I decided to put it on the militia just in case, to make sure that it's a 3/3 if he runs into it. And he does with Ahsoka. So it ends up doing 1 more damage to Ahsoka. So I guess I'm kind of happy about that. But either way, that's why I attacked first, right? Because like this deck, I know is going to have a lot of ambush coming at me. It's going to have a lot of upgrades that are going to exhaust my units. So weirdly enough, it kind of does hurt the Boba2 ability a little bit. So off the bat, I'm in a little bit of a rough spot. And I go ahead and use Tarkintown there. I don't know if that was the greatest thing, but I kind of would rather leave him with nothing on the board than leave that, Ahsoka out there. I think it's unlikely he would have bounced it to hand. He goes ahead and plays the Razor Crest here, so that's some nice restore. That's another thing I have to worry about, is the restore here. And I just realized I've got the wrong overlay. Hold on. We're gonna change it live here. Let's see, where is it? There we go. Boom. I'm not even gonna go back and record over that. I'm just changing it right here. There you go. Now we got it right. I told you I'm just doing this for fun anyway, right? I just got some time. I'm trying to get more gameplay content up on the channel, so hopefully you'll like that too. I did play the K2SO there, but the +1 on Red 3 got a little bit more damage in. But, the idea with this is to, again, just be aggressive and try to take the opponent down. You've got a little bit higher end reach. You're not quite as low to the ground as like a Sabine or something like that. Because again, I don't mind going into the mid game and be a little bit more tempo-y. I played a little bit more mid-rangey with this leader in the past, ran things like attack pattern delta, because a lot of times you'd be able to run higher health stuff. But I'm trying to just be a little bit more aggressive this time around. So K2SO is one of the options here. He does a snapshot reflexes to take out my red 3. That's kind of annoying, but you expect there's going to be a lot of trading in this series here. And K2SO manages to get 4 into the base. Oh, no, actually, that gets exhausted from the Boba ability. That's right. Yeah, or from the Mando ability. I'm getting my Mandalorians confused here. Although, is Boba Fett really a Mandalorian? I mean, he kind of... He is, right? He inherited the armor from his dad, but I think we're all a little bit fuzzy on that right now. At least I am, anyway. I've never been the biggest Boba Fett fan in general, but I do like this version of him. So Cassian Andor from the resources, which is nice because you can still use the Boba ability, right? You are still playing the cards, so he becomes a 4 attack kind of out of nowhere, which is pretty cool. And there we go. A little bit more damage on the base. And he likes to keep track on the app. I really like to be able to see it on the base. I think that helps me, make better decisions visually. So I'm just kind of putting some dice on there. And this is one of those things too, where like my local's really good because everyone's like trying, right? They're really trying to play well, but no one's above saying, hey, do you want to take that back? Hey, do you want to, rethink that? Everyone's kind of helping each other out here. So, while we're playing seriously, we're also kind of all trying to train as well. So that's fun. We got the Concord Dawn Interceptors coming out here. Look at my hand here. I've got the Wrecker. I've got another K2SO. I think I've got a Timely Intervention in there. What else? Is that another Andor maybe? Trying to see exactly what I've got in my hand. But it's a lot of standard red-green stuff with a couple exceptions that you'll see pop up here and there. I do like running the Timely Intervention just because this deck natively runs a lot of ambush already, but just making sure you can do a lot to sort of maximize a Boba ability, right? Because you can play something that has ambush, use the Boba leader ability to give it +1 first, and suddenly you're swinging for a lot, right? Plo Koon comes in, he's got the coordinate, takes out the K2SO. I do a little bit more damage on base. Starting to look a little scary. It's a flying Mandalorian. Nope, it's on the ground. And Mando is a problem, right? That unit is big. And, do I really even want to flip Boba here? I believe I still do, because at the end of the day, I still need to clear the ground. Not flipping Boba right now doesn't really do me any good. What do I play here? It's been a few days since I played this one, so I can't remember. Oh, Timely Intervention. And I think I'm going to Timely the K2SO, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's right. Yep. So I'm able to exhaust Boba, give it +1, which is really nice. And so who do I go into here? I kind of like I could get a little overwhelmed with the Plo Koon. I could also just do a ton of damage to the Mandalorian. And so that's what I do. Yeah, I just do 5 damage into Mando, 3 more damage to base. Up to 15 damage on that base right now. And I've just softened up the board a lot. I could have gone into Plo Koon. Maybe that would have been a little bit better, but I like just softening up the board overall, honestly. Unfortunately, he gets the exhaust on Cassian Andor because of the upgrade that gets played in synergy with the Mandalorian leader ability. I probably called it Boba again. I meant Mandalorian. I'm going to be messing that up all game, aren't I? And yeah, I think now you flip. Right. Because he's got some damage coming through in the air, you can see. But I have the ability to clear, either one of his units. He's pretty much tapped out of resources here. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to have 2 units on the ground. He's going to have 1. What do I clear here? Plo Koon seems like the better option since that's the one that could swing back for more damage. Maybe. What do I go with here? I'm curious. Thinking, and I attack the Mando. Okay, so yeah, just remove the leader. All right. I don't know if I like that decision, actually. On the one hand, getting the leader off the board is really nice. On the other hand, that Plo Koon still does swing for 6. I guess it doesn't really matter if it's swinging for 6 or 3 right now because it could take out Boba Fett either way. It does need the full 6 to take out Andor, to be fair. All right. And with that bounty on Andor, maybe that would have been a little bit higher priority here. Yep. Boba Fett is passively giving Cassian Andor +1 attack here, too. He's got the initiative. So I feel like even though I've got a little bit more damage on base, I'm still a little bit behind right now. Oh, interesting. So he actually took out Boba there. That is an interesting decision, actually. Because looking back on that again, he had the 6 damage because of the coordinate. He could have taken out Andor and activated the bounty, and Boba's just kind of sitting there as like a 4-attack leader, not buffing anything. So I think maybe it would have been a better idea to take out Andor there. So I play the Wrecker, and yep, we're going to just get rid of the Razor Crest, gets rid of a little bit of damage pressure on the board, and I get to establish my 7-6. And now I've got Andor, and I've got the bigger threat in the Wrecker here. So how does he respond? Plo Koon. And so it's a good thing I record there because this denies the coordinate as well from Plo Koon. Or from Ki-Adi-Mundi. Man, I'm messing up all the names today. That is rough. Ki-Adi-Mundi. Star of Disney's The Acolyte. All right, so what's the plan going to be here? He's got 1 resource remaining. Got the ability to attack with the Concord Dawn Interceptors, but does he maybe decide to grab initiative here instead, because there's always a chance that I could bypass attacking with Andor and could instead grab initiative and then be able to take out Ki-Adi-Mundi with my first swing with the Wrecker the next turn. It is something to consider. And that bounty does not seem like it's going to be collected anytime soon, really. 2 resources remaining, rather. Miscounted there. I'm just going to go ahead and attack. So I think he may have grabbed the initiative there. No hand motion, but I believe that's probably the case. So we're up to 16 damage on base to the 4 on mine, and he's going to play the Grief Karga. Okay. Yeah, doing a little bit of searching for an upgrade here. This does turn on Ki-Adi-Mundi's coordinate ability as well, and that the second card that I play will cause him to draw some cards. Grabs a jetpack. All right, I'm up to 5 on base now, it looks like. So how do I handle this? Like, I mean, I could just hit the Grief Karga Overwhelm for a good amount of damage. What do I got? I've got, let's see, Ketsu Onyo in hand, another Timely Intervention. Green Squadron A-Wing, I've got the Akbar. Oh, the Mace Windu as well. Mace is kind of tempting here. And the Phase 2 Clone Trooper, that was another addition from Twilight of the Republic. It's so good. Pay 3 resources, and then ambush for 4 with the Boba Fett leader ability. It's really nice. Ambush is just so good with this leader because it pushes that damage profile with the ambush just 1 point higher, and that lets you hit a lot of good break points. Like a well-played Boba 2, I think, is very scary. And, you know, I'm not going to say this is the best way to build it, but I think that this is a legitimate way to look at the leader. You know, again, with the Spark of Rebellion Boba Fett out of the meta, that opens up a lot more opportunities for these kind of mid-range aggression decks to come in. Just because you don't need to worry about getting run over by that leader, right? But all these other kind of mid-rangey decks can find a better place here. Especially on the villainy side, but also on the heroism side, I think. Who do I go into? Yeah, Ki-Adi-Mundi. All right. Yeah, I like getting that off the board. I want to deny those draws. You know, Wrecker lives, so that's nice. You know, again, I could go for more damage with the Overwhelm, but the other thing I'm thinking too is that if I would hit Grief Karga, then, you know, Ki-Adi-Mundi could be buffed. You could take out Andor. You could activate the bounty. I'm kind of making sure Wrecker goes essentially 3 for 1, right? Because I played the Wrecker, I killed the Razor Crest, killed the Ki-Adi-Mundi, and he had to attack in with Grief Karga. So that was a 3 for 1 Wrecker. So that felt pretty good. He's got another Grief Karga, it looks like here. I get a little bit more damage in the base with Andor anyway. So yeah, overall, I mean, I think that Wrecker was just doing Wrecker things, right? Getting a lot of value there. Mace Windu comes in. Ooh, hits the Grief Karga. That's a good Mace Windu right there. It's my Set 1 store showdown. Top 8 Mace Windu. Hooray. Ooh, in a perilous position. That's a bummer. All right. And the Smuggler is kind of an underwhelming play on his side. Only 1 card in hand right now. I can tell I've kind of run him out of resources a little bit here. I'm very glad that I was able to deny the draw by taking out the Ki-Adi-Mundi. And so this is what I'm talking about, where I can kind of play a little bit more of a lockdown game here in the later stages of the game. He's at 19 on base. So I'm getting pretty close to lethal, right? I've got 8 on base right now, 11 left for him. What do I have? I've got the Akbar in hand. What do I draw into? A Wolf? Okay. Yeah, Wolf's one of those kind of holdover cards where it's got Saboteur, so it activates the Boba Leader ability, so it's not bad to include, but it's on the bubble, right? It's either moving to the sideboard or it's just moving out of the deck completely. I think maybe there's a spot in the sideboard for it. And it looks like I've got the initiative here. Because, yeah, he denied the Mace Windu attack by using the perilous position. So the red 3 is a little bit less inspiring. The thing is, I think right now I'm tempted to just flood the board, right? Because using a Command Vigilance, it's unlikely that there's any big board clears in there. I mean, I know Evacuate exists, but it's unlucky, or it's unlikely, rather, that there's anything that's going to remove a lot of units off the board. So I've got a lot of stuff in my hand. And yeah, he points out I forgot to ready Boba Leader. Nice of him to do so. And you know, so I think this turn I just play a lot of stuff. Do I have another Andor and resources maybe? You know, sometimes even if I know I don't have anything in smuggle, I like to look at my resources anyway just to make them wonder. Okay, so we're gonna timely. Oh yeah, this is the play where like it's another Akbar, right? I think I was saying when I did this play, okay, this is probably too cute. This is probably like I'm probably overdoing it with this play, but I think it's fun, so I'm gonna just do it anyway. We're gonna timely intervention the Akbar out. Akbar will ping to remove the shield, and then I will use the Boba Fett buff to give him +2, and then the 2 damage will be able to take out the crafty smuggler, and I'll restore 1. So, okay, I will admit that was probably not the best use of the timely intervention in my resources, but I just thought it, it's one of those things where I just thought it was a fun play, so I just had to do it. I guess to be fair, now that I look back on that, I could have put the +1 on something else, right? Because I could have just had Akbar run in and take the shield, and then use the Akbar when played damage to take out the crafty smuggler. So I actually missed out on a damage there. FS Nest bounces the Cassian Andor back to my hand, which is great, because then he doesn't collect the bounty. So I know I've kind of got him on the ropes there, and what am I thinking? That's a phase 2 clone trooper that I was thinking about dropping in there. But again, I already used the Boba leader ability, so it only would hit for 3. So now I'm kind of like, okay, maybe the Akbar was a bad decision after all. And again, I remember I was saying it as I played that. I was like, this is too cute. This is like too cute of a play. I'm being too clever for my own good here. And I didn't even play it outright. So, but this is one of the things where it's just like, I play decks like this at locals, and you just have to give it a try. You just have to do some fun stuff sometimes. So a little bit more damage there with Mace, I believe it was coming in. And I'm going to spend 3 for a Cassian Andor. Yeah, why not? Just play it from hand. It's a 3/5 body on the board. There's nothing wrong with that. We go to the regroup phase now. And, he claimed initiative. We kind of forget to move the token around a lot, which I'm sure you all are aware happens at locals pretty often. But that Emphas Nest is a problem, especially because he's got initiative. So I know he can bounce something. And that's another reason why I just played the Andor out, because I'm like, all right, well, he's going to bounce something. It's probably going to be the Andor, but by bouncing the Andor, that also keeps my Windu and my Akbar on the board, which is nice. Kind of incentivizes him to just attack first. Yeah, it goes into Mace Windu. Okay, and bounces the Akbar. That actually ended up being pretty good. He went to Mace Windu instead of base. Not bad. What have I got in my hand, though? Ryloth Militia. I've just got a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of, like, decent little units, right? And so here's where again, the Boba Fett buff is nice. Forgot to put it back on the leader at the end of the turn, but yeah, it goes in for 4 because of the Boba leader buff. That's enough. That's exactly enough to take out the Emphas Nest. So, hey, I'll pay 3 resources for that. That's not bad at all. And then what? I've got 5 resources remaining. So I could play like the Andor and like a Ketsu Onyo or something like that. Or a Ryloth Militia maybe. Again, I don't exactly remember everything I did in these games. But as I look at the hand and kind of think back on it, I think it's a good time to just sort of flood the board. Especially because he only has 2 resources remaining right now. So what's it going to be? All right, the Fennec Shan, or not the Fennec Shan, the what's that guy's name? Fen Rao, yeah, Fen Rao, Fen something, right? Fen Rao, able to remove the Akbar, and able to get that upgrade on him as well. I didn't quite catch what one that is. I think it might have been Snapshot, because I know he brought that back to hand earlier, and we were both surprised just like how long this first game was. Like this game was so back and forth. But this whole series was kind of. And I'm regretting the Akbar play right now. We're gonna go for the Green Squadron A-Wing here. All right. And red 3, yeah. So just kind of presenting some threats, right? As we go to regroup phase, he's got the initiative here. So now he has to find a way to deal with space. And that's one of the things I really like about these Boba 2 red lists is that I can switch very quickly between ground pressure and space pressure. It's a little bit more ground than space in this deck overall, but there is a good amount of both. And so being able to do that, and then also all the +1 buffs, like red 3 plus the Boba leader buff, suddenly you are, swinging for +2 on a lot of things, So that red 2 gets exhausted by the Mandalorian ability, unfortunately. But I'm kind of okay with it. I'm like, all right, well, you have to attack back into something anyway. So I think, did I put the Andor back in resources? I may have. The ground arena is looking a little bit rough right now. Oh, I do have another wrecker. Okay. So I could wrecker here and just take out the Concord Dawn interceptors, because that would protect my red 3. Because remember, because of the perilous position, my red 3 has 1 health right now, and that means the Concord Dawn interceptors could just attack in and kill it. Take no damage back, too. So I think I really want to deny that. I'm thinking hard here. The rusty gears are turning, grinding, trying to find the best play. I like the wrecker, but I'm going to Ketsu Onyo instead. Huh. And we're going to give the +1 to what? I guess to the Ketsu Onyo, right? Because then that would just be 1 more damage off of the Fen Rao. Yeah. If he attacks into it. Yeah, that was a mistake. I think I really feel like I should have played the wrecker there and protected the red 3, because then it would have been on him to find more answers in space. Yeah, I think I like the wrecker a little bit better there, but hey, that's 1 more resource I've got in my hand later. Okay, so there's the wrecker now. I still have enough to pay for it anyway. He's got a lot of resources right now, and we're gonna ditch the Ketsu Onyo to do. Now I take it out. Oh my. I don't like that one bit. Okay, that was just wrong. That was just straight up wrong. Why would I do that? Why would I do the Ketsu Onyo first? So he's going to jetpack, and then the shield allows him to avoid damage from attacking into the Ketsu Onyo. Doesn't quite have enough to one-shot the wrecker, so it's probably not worth it there. Yeah, shield's gone. Yep. All right, so yeah, I think just some kind of misordering there. And, he attacked into the wrecker. Oh, okay, all right. Well, how'd the Ketsu Onyo die? What did I miss there? I don't know. I must have missed something. Either way, on to the next turn. How did that Ketsu Onyo die, though? Oh, well. Going to do, 3 more damage to the base here, up to 25. So I'm slowly grinding the base health away. Either way. Another Concord Dawn interceptors. And I think my saving grace right now in this game is that he is at 25 damage on base. So I can just kind of keep playing things and just keep kind of poking through. I've got another Mace Windu in hand as well. So I'm kind of waiting for him to play something small on the ground, so I can try to just mace it. 4 damage into the Ketsu Onyo, or into the Fen Rao. Wow, why am I just messing up all the names today? I had my coffee. This shouldn't be happening. There's too many Mandalorians. And so what? 6 resources remaining? Okay, what is it going to be? Another jetpack. Okay. Yep. All right. And the -1. Oh, yeah, it was a -2/-2 from the Fen Rao ability. That's what killed the Ketsu Onyo. Right, I forgot about that. I forgot. Yeah, when you put an upgrade on Fen Rao, it gives -2/-2 to something. There's the wolf. So he should be fairly safe. We shall see. Just goes to base. Yeah, I mean, that's like a 10 damage Fen Rao right now. So I'm on the clock. I'm on the clock. 1 more hit from that, and I'm dead. So what'll it be? All right, and spare the target on the wolf. Yeah, sends it back to hand. I'm definitely in a little bit of trouble here as we go to the next next round, and until there's unless there's a way to deal with the Fen Rao, I'm kind of dead. And now I'm really wishing I had that timely intervention from earlier that I used on that Admiral Akbar. It was a trap, indeed. So I've still got him at 25 HP, but yeah, one swing with that Fen Rao. I got to deal with that Fen Rao. And I can't remember if I do or not. I actually can't remember if I win this game. I know the end of the series, but I can't remember how this game goes. Counting up the health here. Because it's got a lot of attack, right? From the snapshot and the 2 jetpacks, but it only got plus 1 HP overall. What do I have in my hand? We've got the Echo-based Defender. Crucial decision making. I think I have to play the Echo-based Defender if I can't ambush anything in. Yeah, and I'm running like modded cohort and stuff in this too, but I just haven't seen it this game. Echo-based Defender. Do I use the Boba ability? I think I should. Yeah. Yep, use the Boba ability. Oh, and I put on the red on the Green Squadron A-Wing. Really? Okay. I guess it's enough. I guess I don't need to put on the Echo-based Defender. 4 damage is enough to finish off the Ketsu Onyo. Or the Fen Rao, jeez. 1 to base. And do I have a way to remove the Concord Dawn Interceptor? Let's see. I have, 7 resources remaining? Yeah. So if he plays something small, I can still maybe do something fun with the Mace Windu, or I just go in right now and I take out the Fen Rao. Yeah, okay. So I just remove the Fen Rao that way. And, why not? Then I have a 4 damage, Echo-based Defender there. And, if I buff it, that's enough to end the game right there. All right. Razor Crest is back again. Now, I could attack in with the Green Squadron A-Wing and take out the Concord Dawn Interceptors because it does 4 damage now because of the +1 from the Boba Leader ability. But I kind of want to wait and see if I can maybe remove that card in a different way. Such a close game. Of course he grabs the Perilous Position, And that could get played here. Fen Rao again. And I take the initiative here, I would imagine. Yep. Believe I already did. So I do get 4 damage in right off the bat, I guess. And I think I'm running Daring Raid in this too. I think I run Daring Raid in this list. I'll have to look at the list. I built it. I should know, right? Let's see. I do indeed run Daring Raid. Okay. Don't know if I have it in my hand, but I usually do a better job of holding my hand in front of the camera so you can see what's there, but I failed this match apparently. Let's see. Do I have a timely intervention? Or that's a U-Wing reinforcements. Ooh, spicy. Okay. I could also, if he attacks the Fen Rao into the Echo-based Defender, I can Mace Windu, finish off Fen Rao, and restand Mace Windu for the win. Yep. Just making sure we got the life right. I attack in with the Echo-based Defender, so that offsets a little bit of the restore from the Razor Crest anyway. Do I go in with the Concord Dawn Interceptors? I mean, I feel like I kind of have to, right? Because that Fen Rao is a little bit scary. If he removes my Echo-based Defender somehow, then I'm just dead, right? So do I just I think I just YOLO a U-Wing reinforcements here, maybe. Maybe. Let's see. It's a tough choice because I've got the Wolf, I've got the Red 3, I've got the U-Wing. I think the U-Wing maybe gives me the best hope here. And I think that's... No, I go for the Mace Windu. Okay. All right, yeah, 6. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was forgetting the whole time. Mace can go up to 6 with the Boba Leader ability. So he removes Fen Rao, and this kind of obligates him to use the Perilous Position on the Mace Windu then. So that does keep my other units a little bit on the safer side. Because I knew he had that Perilous Position in his hand. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll Mace, remove the Fen Rao. I remember now. I'll Mace, remove the Fen Rao, make him use the Perilous Position to remove the Mace Windu, otherwise he just loses. And then with my remaining 3 resources, what do I do? I mean, I could just grab initiative and hope he can't put anything in front of the Echo-based defender or deal with that. Now that the Perilous Position is on hand, he only has 2 cards in hand, so I could play the odds and hope that he doesn't have anything. But yeah, I think I play one more thing. Yeah, the red 3 just to be safe. I think that's good too because the Restore might come in. Oh, and the Luke, yeah, takes out the Echo-based defender. Ripperino. So is there any way I can live now? I've got the initiative because he played the Luke. So that gave me the last action to claim the initiative with. So I'm not quite dead yet. If I can U-wing here and throw something in front of the Luke, maybe I can just barely get through for the damage. The problem is he's got that Restore now, you know? It's looking like it might be a bit of a bridge too far to win game number 1. We'll see. Okay, yep, U-wing. You just got to rip it, right? See, we get... And I run 2 U-wing reinforcements in the main board here for just such an occasion. We've got... Oh, yeah, there's the Echo-based defender. Not bad, not bad. Maybe Echo-based K2SO. That's 7. What do I grab? You got to grab the Echo base. And yeah, there's the K2SO. All right. So that is nice because that represents another 3 damage just coming at him, you know, at some point. And so he just runs the Razor Crest into my base, right? Or no, into... What did he run it into? There we go. And yeah, we're discussing because he was like, "Oh yeah, didn't you want to use your Boba ability there?" And I said yes. And to be honest, I would have put it on my Green Squadron A-wing, even though it would have been a little bit better on my Red 3 right there in that case. But that's just kind of one of those local things where it's like, "Oh yeah, I was going to do this," and you know, you just talk through it. And there's a home 1. Okay, so I do keep my Green Squadron A-wing safe for the moment, and I can still use it to take out the Concord Dawn Interceptors too, and make way for a little bit more damage to come through next turn potentially. But that attack with Luke with the Restore is very annoying to deal with, and I'm sitting at 20 health. This game is so close, and that's why I wanted to put this series up on the channel, because it was just a really tight, really fun series, regardless of the result. And this game 1 was just a grind. This game 1 was just pure Star Wars Unlimited, like trying to play cards, make good decisions on board, you know? This was classic Star Wars Unlimited in this series. So the R2 for a little bit of a desperation play to try to find something, right? Yeah, I think I got to take out the Concord Dawn Interceptors. Yep. Hate losing the A-wing that way, but you kind of got to go for it. And then I take initiative. And so he's back down to 22 on base. So he's been healing so much. And it's just kind of crazy. So is there a way I deal with this Luke? There's a Kane and Jarrus as well. There's like no way I can win this game, right? Yeah, you put the damage on the R2 accidentally there. And I have the initiative. 3 more? Well, it's a Perilous on the K2SO. That's rough. Is there any way? Ooh, I've got a Wrecker here. And now I really wish I had that timely intervention from a lot earlier. I'm like looking through my resource. I'm like, do I have another one? Maybe. Maybe. You know, the hilarious thing is there's crazy plays you can do with Wrecker and timely intervention in this situation where you can timely intervention the Wrecker and you can use his ability to like kill the K2SO. And so you do 3 damage plus you attack into something that ideally gives you a lot of overwhelm damage with the Wrecker. And that can be kind of funky. Otherwise, it might just be better in some cases to do the 5 damage onto the unit you're attacking into with the Wrecker if it's a big one. But don't forget, you can Wrecker your K2SO. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's just 5 damage to a ground unit. What's it going to be? Whoa. Whoa. All right. I thought I was going to use it all for a second there. I'm like, what am I going to play here? Racking my brain to think if there's a way I can possibly live here at 20 health. So if I take out the Luke right there, you know, that gives me the ability to survive 1 hit at least, you know? Because everything else hits for 4. Kanan hits for 4, R2 hits for 2, Razor Crest, you know, doesn't do enough to kill me either. We're going to modded cohort into the Luke. All right. So saving that Wrecker, putting the +1 on the Bright Hope probably. Since that's kind of the guaranteed damage here. Yeah, I like that. Because you figure we've got maybe about 6 damage coming in against him this next turn. Or this turn overall. So I have to find a way to deal with the R2. Because I'm at 24 damage on base. Kanan discards a Daring Raid, which I could have used a little while ago. How many resources do I have left? Not sure how much is in that stack, actually. Okay, I do have enough for the Wrecker. All right. What am I doing? I have a ton of resources at this point. I'm thinking here because if I Wrecker to take out the R2, then he can just take initiative and I can't kill the Kanan, right, with the K2SO. So I think I'm just dead here. Pretty sure I'm just dead here. I think that's what we're talking through, yeah. But it's been such a long game and it's been so back and forth. I'm taking a little bit extra time to make sure. Yeah, so I just saw the hand. Yep, so that's game number 1. And I'll do a little bit of sideboarding and then move on to game number 2. All right, getting ready for game number 2 here. You can see I've done a little bit of sideboarding. There's Disabling Fang Fighter in there now, which is just perfect against his deck, actually. I run 3 of those in the sideboard because I feel like there are a lot of upgrades to get rid of right now in the game. Whether they're shields, you know, or they're +1s, or in this case, just a lot of different stuff, right? Perilous Position is like the biggest thing I want to remove, you know? So it was an easy sideboard to bring that in there. And I think I might have sideboarded in a Pillage too, maybe. But for sure, the 3 Disabling Fang Fighters. Maybe the 1 Crate Dragon in my sideboard too. We'll see. So, yeah, the Green Squadron A-Wing comes down. Crafty Smuggler. There's a red 3. Pretty great. We're playing a little bit faster here because so the rest of the series is played kind of fast because game 1 took so long. We're like, oh man, I don't want to hit time. And like, you know, our store for like locals, you know, we have like 8-10 people usually. So if somebody's taking like a little bit longer, they're like, just finish it up. Nobody likes the double losses. But we're both playing fast here because we want to try our best to stay under time. So now it's become a speed chess match, right? Now it's become like speed swoo. See what we can do. But the red 3 is a really great start there. Getting to use the Boba ability. Let's see if I can keep up watching this back again. And there's a Disabling Fang Fighter to the There's the Disabling Fang Fighter to remove the Perilous Position, which is great. That's exactly why I put it in there. And he was kind of shocked to see that. He was like, wait, what? He gets it right back with Razor Crest, though, but that does let me get a little bit more damage in. with this red 3 here in a second. Yeah, another 3 damage in. So the damage is piling up real fast. This is a pretty ideal space start. And again, like this is what I love about this deck is that like, hey, if I want to play very space focused, I can just do that, you know, or I can swap mid game. Like you've got a lot of flexibility with this list. And you've got a lot of just little bits of damage to insert here and there with the Boba leader ability, which is very nice. The only drawback with the disabling Fang Fighter in this list is that it doesn't activate the Boba leader ability because it does not have a keyword. So naturally, the Razor Crest with 3 damage is going to go in and hit the red 3. Pretty normal there. But now I have the decision to make. Do I just go ahead and play the Bright Hope, or do I put down 2 units, right? Because I can play like another A-Wing and then something on the ground. Echo-based Defender and A-Wing. I'm going to attack in for 3 damage because, again, like, whenever he has resources up, I feel like I'm compelled to just attack because there's such a high likelihood that something's going to get exhausted. And again, he has Perilous Position, so I feel like I have to. So yeah, I think I'm just going to flood the board here. I think this is a good decision. I'm kind of trying him to... I'm trying to incentivize him to play a Perilous Position on my Fang Fighter because that's not great, you know? So this way I get 4 damage in. You know, when you play a unit with a keyword, you can put the +1 on anything. So the Fang Fighter can't activate the Boba Leader, but you can use the activation from something else to buff the Fang Fighter. And yeah, that's just a good use of, good efficient use of resources there. 2 for the A-Wing, 3 for the Echo-based Defender, throwing it in front of the Ki-Adi-Mundi. Yeah, and we were kind of just talking through this too, where it's like the whole like second card thing first because I Tarkintowned afterwards. And so we were like, oh, yeah, that makes a lot more sense to reverse the Tarkintown play, so to avoid the draw with Ki-Adi-Mundi. So again, it's like a local thing. Like I said, usually we kind of point out inefficiencies. Because, yeah, it should have, in an ideal situation, it should have worked like that. So not allowing him to get that draw. So I've got a pretty strong board built up. This game is going very, very well so far. And I think I would have had game 1 as well if I hadn't used that timely intervention on that Akbar. Because, like, I didn't need to do anything about that crafty smuggler. Like, I could have just let that sit there. So, yeah, I think, honestly, I feel like that's what lost me that game. And he does end up using the Perilous Position on the Fang Fighter. Because that's just an instant kill here. And he's going to exhaust the Echo-based Defender. And because that's the biggest chunk of damage that could come his way. Also something that, you know, I could use to maybe, you know, do a little bit more of the Ki-Adi-Mundi, but I don't think I would do that. So I've got a Daring Raid in hand. I've got the Bright Hope, and I've got the modded cohort. So the modded cohort can swing for 5 with the Boba Fett leader ability. And so that would do enough damage to make a swing into the Echo-based Defender lethal for the Ki-Adi-Mundi, which is probably not bad. Yeah, just doing as much damage to that, because this also sets up my ability to Daring Raid on the Ki-Adi-Mundi to finish it off. And being able to efficiently deal with high health targets is one of the things this deck does really, really well. Mostly by virtue of the Boba leader ability on something with ambush. And so I think he kind of senses what's coming, so he just goes ahead and runs it into the Echo-based Defender anyway. I'm a little bit surprised about that. I guess you're kind of obligated because the crafty smuggler can't take it out, but the fact that also tells me that he doesn't have anything like snapshot reflexes in his hand, right? Because he would have used that otherwise. So by attacking with the Ki-Adi-Mundi, he kind of does give me a little bit of a clue with what's in his hand. So he bounces the Green Squadron A-Wing. I just play it again. I'm like, sure, whatever. And I flip Boba because, you know, why not, right? Right now, I've got enough pressure on. I've done enough damage early that I really just need Boba Fett to be a speed bump, right? I need him to be something that soaks attacks and lets my other stuff go through. And it's just going to be another 4 damage to base, right? I've already got him up to 22. So this game is going very well so far. Another Fang Fighter, which I love to see. And now I'm kind of thinking of the ability for Daring Raid to maybe get me lethal here. Because 6 damage total from the A-Wings if I'm lucky. And then Daring Raid to finish it off for a total of 8. Otherwise maybe Boba Fett gets through. I kind of am assuming that one of these A-Wings is not going to be able to attack either through getting exhausted from an upgrade being played or just being, killed by something. And yeah, there's the upgrade. Snapshot reflexes will finish off Boba Fett on the crafty smuggler, and it will exhaust one of the A-Wings. So really nice play by him. That shuts me down quite a bit. And what do I got? Yeah, Fang Fighter, Daring Raid, and Bright Hope. So Bright Hope doesn't seem like a bad play here. I don't get a chance to get the draw. Yeah, I think, attacking for 3 with the A-Wing, I think that's pretty necessary. Because, again, the leader's out, so there could be multiple exhausts per turn. There's a Razor Crest, grabs something back. I would assume it's a perilous position. Yep, it is. And so it's once again, I'm in that position where I'm just trying to get that last little bit of damage in. He's got a little bit of restore on the board, which is annoying to deal with. But maybe, just maybe, I can finish this game off here. I've still got all my resources up. And, do I have like an Andor or something in resources? I'm not even sure. Maybe not. It might have just been me looking at my resources to make him think, Smuggles allowed us to do those kind of mind games where, like, even if we don't have anything in there, it's like, well, I'll just make him, think about maybe I do, right? And so I took initiative because he's at 25. Playing the Bright Hope doesn't get me a whole lot, and I want to make sure I can attack him with one of those A-Wings because that would get him to 28, and then I can finish him off with Daring Raid. Obviously, there's the attack with the Razor Crest to be concerned about. That will restore a little bit, but we'll see. Now, do I play the Bright Hope? And I wanted to look at his trash there for a second, too. Okay, interesting. Yeah, and then he attacks on the other one. Restores 2, back to 26. Yeah, so maybe playing the Bright Hope at the end there would have been okay. Because then he would have had to play some sort of upgrade to exhaust the other one. Oh, but I knew he had the perilous position in his hand. So yeah, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get in with both A-Wings anyway, but I could have kept one alive. So yeah, maybe playing Bright Hope at the end was a better idea. Because there's a Bright Hope now. And I should be Boba leader abilitying here, unless I'm planning on ambushing with something, but I don't think I am. I'm maybe not super thrilled with this particular line of play for these last 2 turns. But again, we were trying to play really fast here too. So yeah, I've got another red 3. And we're going to Boba onto the Bright Hope. Sure, why not? Yeah. Oh no, he died this turn, so I can't. Yeah, never mind. He's exhausted. And there's a spare the target on the Bright Hope. Okay. So now I take initiative, right? I should take initiative here. Yeah, for sure. So I can just play the Bright Hope again. And he's going to perilous position the red 3. But I can still hit for 4 with the A-Wing next turn, right? Yeah, I can just hit him for 4 and win, right? Yeah, that should be a 1. There we go. That should be just dead, right? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so, right. I don't know what the deal with the counters was at the end there, but basically we had decided that, I could just attack in with the Green Squadron A-Wing and finish the game. With that 4 damage, and then I showed him that I had the Daring Raid either way. So yeah, because he conceded. He was like, okay, you got me. So again, we're trying to hurry. Going on to game number 3. That one went much better for me, and let's see who takes it. Game number 3 time here, and I don't think I sideboarded any other stuff. I think I was pretty happy with the disabling Fang Fighters. Definitely did their job there. Getting to remove the perilous position is just so good. And so yeah, timely intervention goes into the resources, and I'm kind of deciding, do I want to go through the air or go through the ground? And I want to go through the air because he's definitely more vulnerable there. Sure, there's the Concord Dawn interceptors, but with Daring Raid in my hand, I can just Daring Raid Tarkintown it. So the air looks like a better avenue to start off with for this game too. And then again, I've got the Echo-based Defender to just slow things down on the ground as well and make sure I don't take too much damage early. So I really do like my starting hand here. Ooh, modded cohort, like that. And we're playing so fast. We're trying to just get done with this match as soon as possible because we're running up on time in a hurry here. Yeah, modded cohort is really good this turn, or a good next turn rather. Echo-based Defender I think is going to be the turn. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're going to Daring Raid. And, oh, no, that's an open fire. Oh, yeah, I do run some open fires, too. So, yeah, open fire and then going for 4. Or for 3, rather. That works, too. Open fire and Daring Raid kind of look similar from that angle. And there's a Phase 2 Clone Trooper. Don't really need that because I've got the modded cohort in my hand, and that's just kind of does the same thing, but just a little bit better on resource turn 4. R2 for another 2 damage there. And this is definitely one of those turns where I feel like if I don't attack with this A-Wing, there's a very good chance that it's just not going to get to do any damage. So even though I'd love to use the Boba ability, and I think I even pointed there for that reason, I was like, oh man, this deck really makes it so I can't use the Boba ability, does it? And he plays the Kanan Jarrus, which I love to see, because this is where I get to be like, guess what? Modded cohort for 5 damage. Feels good. Yeah, and so that is definitely something that is one of the highlights of this deck, being able to do things like that. So far, so good. 6 damage on base for him. Only 4 for me, but I am running a 25 health base, obviously. And what's it going to be? So I've got the Wrecker. I'm kind of saving up for that. Right now, it feels like a Ryloth Militia Echo-based Defender turn, because that's just a nice efficient use of my resources. There's the Ki-Adi-Mundi again. It's kind of annoying to see. I do like it in his list, so I think it is really good in that list because it draws you more cards, so potentially draws you into more upgrades. And where this deck is kind of slower and a little bit more on the controlling kind of side, I do like it. I think it's a cool card, so I'm always happy when someone finds a way to include it in their list. And I think it's pretty good here. So yeah, this feels like another kind of flood the board turn. And I believe it will be. There's a Ryloth Militia. Yep. And there's the Akbar for just a couple damage on the Ki-Adi-Mundi. And I'm a little bit surprised I didn't play the Echo-based Defender there. I guess the idea is that, it's just too easy for Ki-Adi-Mundi to attack into it, And I want some other stuff that looks kind of innocuous, and I can maybe get like a damage here and there done with Admiral Akbar and some restore. All right, yeah. So 2 more damage onto Ki-Adi-Mundi, that's fine. So now I feel a lot better about playing that Echo-based Defender. I'm on 6 resources too. So this lines up nicely where I can go 3 and 3, right? The red 3 and the Echo-based Defender. All right. What'll it be first, though? Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about here. We're just talking about Ki-Adi-Mundi, I guess. And it's another occasion where I'm just like, man, I really want to get, some use out of the Boba ability, but it's just not right yet. And it's not right to flip him, I think, at this point, too, because it's too likely that I would get hit with the perilous position if I flip my leader right now. So I think part of playing the Boba2 leader well is knowing when to capitalize on the +1 leader ability and when to understand you need to sort of just let some attacks go without it. And now I flip him. Really? I was gonna say, yeah, I don't think you flip him yet. Oh, really? Wow, I flipped it. Huh. Okay. I am worried about that perilous position, so I am kind of surprised that I flipped Boba right there. Interesting. Okay. I think I'm also okay. So what I'm also thinking about too is the Ki-Adi-Mundi ability. I'm thinking about, all right, if I flip Boba, that doesn't count as playing a card. That's just deploying your leader. So that means I still have 2 plays left before, another play left before Ki-Adi-Mundi can draw. I know he's going to play something else. So yeah, now I remember this turn. I flip Boba because the plan is to attack in and take out Ki-Adi-Mundi and make sure to deny him the card draw. I'm safe now to play the Echo-based Defender if I want to, though. Or the red 3. Yeah, or the red 3. Okay. Now I think I'm kind of obligated to attack into the Ki-Adi-Mundi. Could just be aggro and go to base, but oh, I do go to base. Wow, I'm okay with letting him get that draw. Oh wait, I can Tarkintown still. Yeah, okay. There it is. Yep, I forgot about that. Yeah, so that was the plan. It was Tarkintown all along. It was Tarkintown all along. Forgot about that one. So yeah, 17 damage on base, and now I can pay 3 for the Echo base Defender yet, and kind of just put that in the way of some other stuff, and hopefully keep my Boba leader ability a little alive a little bit longer. Red 3, and what's the other draw there? Can't quite see it. I'm feeling pretty good here overall. I mean, his Mandalorian leader is pretty injured. Ki-Adi-Mundi is still, activated, but, I could kill it with Wrecker, actually. Do I do that? Okay, perilous position on the Echo-based Defender, and then he will exhaust the Green Squadron A-Wing. And did I not resource there? I guess I didn't. Interesting. 4 damage. And so still kind of putting the pressure on. Remember, my red 3 is getting the +1 buff from Boba Fett right now. Everything on the board is getting +1 attack. So that's 4 to base. Yep. Oh, I've got the K2SO. Oh, that's right. I've got a timely intervention in my resources. And so that means for 6 resources, I can timely my K2SO into the Mandalorian for a little bit of overwhelm and the finishing damage. Because, yeah, it'll go in for 3. It's actually getting +2 right now, so it's actually hitting for 6. So that is, what? Minus 3, so 6. So that's 3 overwhelm plus 3 damage from the K2SO. We're adding it up, and so that's lethal. And that is the series. And, yeah, that was a really, really fun one. And, again, I really, we're just kind of talking through the math again, but I really love this deck. Again, I don't think it's the greatest deck in the meta, obviously, but it's really fun. And I think with a good amount of experience, I think a good pilot could maybe even win a store showdown. Who knows? I don't know if I'm going to keep playing it, but it was fun. Hope you enjoyed the match. Let me know what you thought of the deck in the description. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching.